be the most powerful person on this server. And by that, I mean I want to be the richest. And this stock market is the way I'm gonna do it. It has fancy graphs, a list of investors, and a lot of money. And I want all of it. But I didn't even have a house. I definitely didn't have enough money to open a stock, which meant I'd have to do the super exciting task of mining for diamonds. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know anything about stocks. Like, I've never stocked before. That sounds weird. All I know is whatever I remember from 11th grade. Something about compound interest, I think. These diamonds just barely allowed me to open a stock, which I called the pond, because money is often compared to water, and I was gonna have a wellspring of wealth. Hey, you could like make that a slogan. But for some reason, my stock was worth 4 diamonds, which was weird because the person who had bought theirs right before me, theirs was worth 15 diamonds, and the person after me was worth 30 diamonds. Kinda feels like they might be playing favorites. But I didn't know how stock markets work. Maybe this is just, you know, how the market runs, how the cookie crumbles. Doesn't the house always win? But within the first day, I got 2 investors who put a couple of diamonds towards my cause, which was super exciting. But that excitement was short-lived when the next day the stocks updated and I saw... How had the pond gone down in value? I thought the 2 people who had invested would have raised my price a little bit, but it had gone down? That's when I realized that I still had no idea how stocks worked. And right now, that was my biggest weakness. So while I was mining for diamonds, I kid you not, I watched a YouTube video teaching the basics of owning a stock.
The stock exchange is nothing more than a giant, globally networked and organized marketplace where every day huge sums of money are moved back and...
Okay, so here's what I learned. The economy is a lie, and that I am totally wasting my time choosing YouTube over being a stock market investor. But if I wanted to scam this entire server, I was gonna need 2 key things. People to invest money into my stock, and money to pay off those people to invest into my stock. Is bribing people legal? No. But it's fine. It's probably fine. I mean, when a lot of people invest in a stock, it goes up in value. Basically, owning a stock market is like a money duplication glitch, but in real life. And also, in Minecraft. Besides, bribery is only considered a crime if you get caught. I mean, I asked the best Minecraft businessman I know, Radoons, and that's what he said. And he's the first person that made a big investment into the pond. Luckily, he was a good enough friend that I didn't need to pay him off, but I knew moving forward I would need to spend a lot of money on this, which was a big issue because I was currently mining diamonds by hand. But everything changed when I found out how to get infinite diamonds. And if we come over here, we have not 1, not 2. Okay, 2 and like a little bit of diamond. But we have a lot of diamond blocks. I'll explain how I got these in a moment, but first, I needed to begin paying people off. I was gonna need to become Minecraft's best businesswoman. Now that I looked the part, it was time to show this server who the richest and most powerful person really was. And luckily, a bunch of new players had just been invited to the server, meaning that they had no items and were easy to bribe.
Hi.
Can I interest you in making a bit of an investment in stonks?
I've been on for 8 seconds.
Yeah, can I interest you in making an investment in stonks? I'd be willing to pay you this stack of diamond ore if you invested this stack of diamond blocks in my stonks.
Wait, so I'm investing your money?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How do I do it?
I like stock investment.
You like stock investment? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, so yeah, all you gotta say in the note is your name, how much you're investing, and who you're investing it in.
The pond.
The pond. Here's a stack of diamonds for each of you. A stack of diamond blocks. And I would like to convince you to invest this in the pond.
Very glad doing business.
Thank you. Pleasure doing business with you. And this was only the beginning. But I kept getting asked,
What'd you do to get all those diamonds, by the way? Because if you're giving everyone 64 blocks.
And so it's time to explain. This server has custom enchantments. You might have noticed before that I have 18 hearts, and that my pickaxe explodes when I mine things, and my sword strikes lightning. And while those were really cool, there was one enchantment that was about to make me the most powerful powerful person on the server, transfuse. This enchantment makes it so whenever you mine stone, there's a chance of getting a random ore. But we'll get back to this enchantment in a second, because the other important thing this server had was a claiming system, meaning that we couldn't break blocks on other people's land. But when you try to break blocks on other people's land, it breaks for a split second. So hypothetically, if you took a transfuse pickaxe and started mining stone in someone else's land, no way, I'm getting infinite diamonds. Oh my god, this server is so broken. No way. Because the blocks would never break, it generated infinite diamonds. And this is how I was gonna become the richest and most powerful person on the server, by paying people off to invest in my stock. But because the owner wasn't online while I was making these deals, each of the investors left their diamonds in a chest right outside of the stock market. You see everything down there? You see all those crates? All of those are investments into the pond. I was confident that the next day, my prices were gonna rise in value. But when I checked the Discord the next morning, the owner said, "We are currently sold out of pond stocks. We have your valuables stored so no one steals them." My investors were freaking out. The owner of the stock market had just stolen from them. He'd stolen from me. But that's a big accusation. How do we know that he stole? Well, he tweeted this. Yup, that's my investors' money, and he refused to give it back to them. I didn't just want to be the richest player anymore. Now, this was personal. On top of this, there was another big issue. See, stocks don't work like toilet paper at your local Walmart. You can't run out of stocks for people to buy. So the pond selling out of stocks was just a blatant lie. But since I didn't know much about stocks, I decided to assemble a legal team who had a much better idea of what they were talking about, and together we confronted the owner.
So, Josh, I've heard that I can no longer buy. What's up with
Yeah,
that?
because it's sold out.
Since when do stock markets sell out?
There's a limit of how many I can make.
So when an investor bought shares in a stock, they got a piece of paper saying the name of the stock that they invested in. And apparently, the owner could only make a certain amount of papers that said the pond on them. Now, obviously, this entire logic was completely flawed and made up, and we easily won this debate. He was cornered and had no choice but to accept every last diamond that was put towards the pond from now on, including the 4 shulker boxes full of diamonds I'd given each of my legal team.
My next investment is 27 stacks of diamond blocks.
Okay. Well, I can see how many I can put on.
And it was that simple. We'd won. At least, we'd won this dispute. But in a final attempt to stay face, he threw out one last accusation.
Well, essentially, Delilah yesterday was essentially giving stacks of diamond blocks to people, telling them to invest in the pond. The pond was investing in their own stock.
Okay, yes, this was true. Obviously, I had paid people off to invest in my own stock. However, I had known that some people might try and snitch on me, or that the owner might get suspicious. And so I'd turned to the server rules, specifically rule number 6, which stated that contracts were considered legally binding, which is why I'd gotten every single investor to sign a contract.
I bit Otter in all caps.
Kev had no affiliation with Delilah died and or the Pondian Empire in deals of goods.
I invested in Pondian stocks of my own violation with the money I have gotten earnestly and honestly.
Here's this, and tell me when to sign it, and I'll rename it too. I just signed my name at the top there.
Sign the dotted line. And these contracts made sure that any accusation of me paying people off was completely null and void. I was gonna get off scot-free. I walked out of that call 4 shulker boxes of diamonds richer, and knowing that I was gonna have to get way more diamonds for what came next. But that was gonna have to wait, because I just ran into a big issue. A new player was just added to the server. This is Lila Lived, my alt account. And this is a problem because the reason my alt needed to come online was because my main account had been hacked. And until I fixed it, I was gonna need to use a different account, which meant I couldn't access any of the diamonds in my ender chest, nor any of my armor and tools, including the pickaxe, which allowed me to get infinite diamonds. So I was gonna have to start from the very beginning. 1, 2, 3, boom. It wasn't that bad. Okay, it was that bad. This set me back about a week. But finally, I was at a position where I could get diamonds again. I was back in business, which meant my alt was gonna need to dress the part. Now that I was looking good, I was feeling good, as I AFK mined all night, every night. Then in the morning, I'd collect my diamonds and give them to investors. But that begged the question, When would it be enough? Well, remember that tweet where the owner showed exactly how many diamonds he has? Well, using that image and some simple math, I managed to calculate how many more diamonds I'd need before I could completely bankrupt him. And I was close. A couple more days and all my hardships were about to pay off. I had been stolen from, cheated, and scammed. But that was all about to come to an end. Just a little bit. What? I'd been 2 days away from completely bankrupting the owner. But the stock market had closed, and no matter how much I asked, he refused to open it again. Maybe he knew about my plan. Maybe he'd just gotten bored. But the fact remains that I had lost everything. I had played by their rules, even when they hadn't. If I couldn't win, I just changed the game.